All right, diving right in. Today on the deep dive, we're tackling this whole tush push controversy in the NFL. It's gotten so heated, there's a potential ban up for a vote right at the upcoming owners' meetings. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, some serious debate going on. You've pulled together some pretty interesting stuff for this deep dive. We've got discussions around the ban, reactions from coaches, even some pretty blunt comments from, well, an unnamed executive. Our mission to really break down those arguments for and against banning this very specific play based on, what we've got here.
Okay, cool. Let's jump in. So the Green Bay Packers are the ones who put forward the proposal to ban the tush push, and it looks like they've got some serious backing within the NFL competition committee. Before we go any further, just a quick reminder, the tush push is that play where a player gets that extra push from behind in those short yardage situations. So what's the big worry here? What's making them want to ban it?
Well, I think the fact that it's even reaching a vote, right? That tells you that the concern boils down to competitive balance. Essentially, the league wants to make sure no single team gets such a huge advantage that it kind of, ruins the unpredictability of the game. Keeps things exciting for everyone, not just one dominant team.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But then we've got this unnamed executive calling the whole ban weak, saying it's just jealousy. Pretty strong words.
Oh, yeah, definitely not holding back. What's interesting is how this executive points out the changing narrative. Back in 2022, the Eagles were really the only ones using the tush push effectively. And the concern was it just too good? But now the executive's saying the problem isn't the play itself, it's that other teams just can't do it as well as the Eagles. So it's like reward teams for finding smart strategies, not punish them for being good at it.
Interesting. So it's not that the play's unfair, it's that other teams aren't doing it right. That does change things a bit.
It really does. And it makes you
Yeah.
think, right, should the league really step in when a team gets so good at something new that other teams just can't match it?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Let's talk about the coaches. Aaron he's a head coach. He seems to think the Eagles have kind of made the tush push unstoppable. But instead of wanting to ban it, he's focused on finding a way to defend against it.
Yeah, Glenn's approach is all about competition, right? He's saying, okay, it's a tough play, but let's figure out how to beat it. He's working within the rules, looking for solutions. That's classic football, adapting to the challenge.
And then there's Mike Tomlin. He was actually surprised it was even legal. He even compared it to like those illegal formations on field goals. Sounds like he's a little torn.
Yeah, he definitely sees the innovative side of it and respects that. But that initial surprise, I think, shows that maybe some people feel like the play is pushing the limits, even if it isn't breaking the rules. Like when you get pushed on a swing, does someone go flying off?
Right, right. And here's another thing. Our team, the Jets, we haven't actually played against the Eagles recently.
Yeah.
And we're not scheduled to play them next year either. Makes you realize this debate is really centered on the teams who have to face the Eagles head on.
It's true. And if we connect that back to like the big picture for you, for our listeners, it's this tension between keeping things fair across the whole league versus rewarding those teams who come up with these clever new plays and execute them flawlessly. We see these different viewpoints playing out in what we're looking at today.
Okay, so just to quickly summarize, the ban, that's coming from concerns about competitive balance, right? Then we've got this executive throwing around the word jealousy, and then you've got the coaches, some want to defend it, some are kind of questioning if it should have been legal in the first place. But the Eagles and how they've mastered this play, that seems to be at the heart of it all.
Absolutely. And that leads to, well, a final thought to chew on. The NFL is always changing, always evolving. So how often should the league really step in and say, nope, this play's got to go, versus just letting them come up with new strategies, new plays, and adapt to whatever comes their way? It's a tricky balance, right?
Yeah, lot to think about. Great discussion. Thanks for joining me on the deep dive today.
Always a pleasure.
And thanks to you for listening.
We'll catch you next time.